Well, hey, welcome back. So my tripod gave up the ghost. I'm going to try and make this quick since we're doing a delicate balancing act of a roll of tape and one of my wife's Christmas candles to hold this steady. A couple of nights ago, while I was at work, excuse me, my allergies are killing me today. I was listening to the county wides, and a couple of towns over, I heard about somebody's house burning to the ground. Well, I can assume it burned to the ground from the initial radio chatter from the first fireman responding to the time that they cleared out of there, and the radio chatter in between. Now, everybody thinks prepper, armed prepared citizen. Hey, you know, 18 plus 1. I'm prepared. I'm armed. Right? There's more to it than that. Yes, that's one aspect of it, especially when you're home in the middle of nowhere and somebody kicks through your front door or your side door or your back door, whatever. And to quote Mrs. Black Dissident in a video that he did sometime over the summer, when the fucking cops are 15 minutes away and you need them now, my response to that was, I am the fucking cop that's 15 minutes away. And I agree with you 100%. So the importance of being your own first responder, right? There's more to it than 18 plus 1 and 20 to back it up, right? There's more to it than that. There's that wood stove over there that I have the door propped open on because I just lit it. Well, what happens if an ember jumps out of that and catches the carpet on fire? Do you have any of these handy? You probably should, especially given what I heard happen the other night in a rural setting. The fire department is mainly on containment, as in keeping a house fire from spreading to the house next to it, as opposed to saving the one that's on fire. And that's not a slight against them. That's simply the way it is when you're out in the sticks. From the aspect of being that fucking cop that's 15 minutes away. Yeah. If I'm on one side of the town, it could take me 10 to 15 minutes to get to you when you dial 911. So can you defend yourself effectively if someone breaks into your house while you're waiting for first responders? Do you have the means to do it? You should be. You should have them. That doesn't mean you do. That's one aspect. The other aspect is, you could nip that fire, or what turns into that house fire, in the bud simply by applying a fire extinguisher and not have to wait for the rural fire department that's going to keep your house fire from spreading to someone else's. Another aspect, right? Personal experience. My department is all EMR certified. Some of us are EMT. I am not. I didn't choose to go that route. However, we respond to all medical calls as well. Simply because we're usually more readily available than the ambulance, even though they're a paid professional department. The whole public safety complex is 2 buildings, one on each side of the road. And, they're there 24 hours a day, but they're in the house 24 hours a day. We're on the road. If you dial 911 for anything ranging from I cut my finger slicing vegetables to, oh my God, grandma's having a heart attack, we're probably going to beat the ambulance there, but it's still going to take average 5 to 10 minutes, depending on where we are. Do you have the means to deal with a situation like that for the 5 to 10 minutes before a first responder gets there? If you have first responders in your area. It's a legitimate question, right? This is all about being an armed, prepared citizen. And part of being prepared is being able to handle an emergency until or throughout, depending on your level of preparedness. Do you have the medical supplies needed if, hey, I'm cutting vegetables and boom, there goes the tip of my finger, right? Kid screamed, cat jumped on the counter, whatever, and off comes the tip of your finger. Now you're shooting blood. Do you have the means to deal with that? Do you have any basic training to deal with that? without going and rummaging through my wife's medical cabinet, I can tell you that yes, I do. You should as well. There's, again, it's not always all about I'm armed and prepared. Sometimes prepared is, I had a grease fire, although you wouldn't necessarily want to use that on a grease fire. Nipping the armed part in the bud. Today when I was coming back from the auto parts store, I noticed that my new car, my doors don't lock when I put it in gear. I've had the damn car for 2 months. I just noticed that now. So yes, I'm armed, but was I prepared for the carjacker that's going to come open my door and try and pull me out of the car? No. I was at the disadvantage of assuming that this car is like my old one, and when I go boom in gear, the doors lock, and it just never occurred to me that I don't hear those doors lock. I was just so used to it for the 6 years that I had that truck, and now, you know, I would assume since this is a newer car that it did the same. Well, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, and somebody jacks your car. I digress. Do you have the means to feed yourself for 3 days or so if you can't get out of the house for a snowstorm, hurricane, whatever? That's all part of it. It's not all glamorous gear, guns, ammo, yada, yada, yada. So your homework assignment for the weekend is to think about it. Can I defend myself, knowing that in my case, where I live, police are anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes away? Check. If my wife slices off the tip of her finger cutting vegetables, can I stop the bleeding? Check. If the wood stove burps out an ember while I'm getting it lit, can I put it out? Check. Now, can I put out the entire fire if it spreads? No, but I can buy myself enough time to get the dogs, the cats, the missus, and everything else out of the damn house before it burns to the ground. Because that's what's going to happen based on where I live. There's not saving the house. They may save like sticks or the foundation. Can I feed myself for 3 days if we have a big snowstorm? Check. Just start there with the simple things. Especially the part about being your own first responder, because you never know. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. No glamorous stuff. I'm going to go wrap some Christmas presents. Be safe. Watch your six. Out for now.